Welcome to the 15th edition of Pod Universal, India's first pod magazine, brought to you by Prime Point Foundation. After 5 years of glorious tenure as President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam hands over the charge to the new President and leaves Rashtrapati Bhavan on 20th July 2007. Hailing from an ordinary poor family at Rameshwaram, southern tip of India, he emerged as one of the rocket scientists of India, placing the country in the map of superpowers. He was honored with the highest civilian award of the country, Bharat Ratna, in recognition of his services. His books Ignited Minds and India 2020 inspired the entire youth of India. When he was elected as President of India in 2002, the children and students of the country celebrated the occasion, an unusual event happening for a non-political person. During his tenure as President, he made the Rashtrapati Bhavan as People Bhavan, meeting endlessly thousands and thousands of citizens and more of children. Instead of confining to the traditional protocol-oriented living, he showed himself as People's President. Unusually of any president, he started meeting children of the country in large numbers and interacting with them. He also started teaching science and technology through video conferencing to the universities from Rashtrapati Bhavan. He has personally responded to thousands of emails received by him from youngsters. It is not that Dr. Kalam was honored as President of India, but it is the office of President was honored with his occupation. When he is stepping out of the office of President on 20th July 2007, after 5 years of tenure, the entire nation stands up and salutes him for his glorious contribution to the nation and to the youngsters. In an exclusive conversation with me, Professor Y.S. Rajan, a close associate of Dr. Abdul Kalam and co-author of the book India 2020 with him, speaks about the achievements of Dr. Kalam and his future plans. Please listen to the chat session recorded over telephone on the eve of Dr. Kalam's handing over the charge. Sir, what are the major contributions of Dr. Kalam for the growth of the country during his tenure as President in the past 5 years?
One very important significant contribution is to create in the minds of everybody the concept of developed India. That is, India can become a developed country and we can grow economically fast, you can be completely remove poverty and we can do it. This is one singular contribution. Of course, the subset of them is to highlight some important areas, then providing urban facilities in the rural areas and things like that. And also above all, to harness the youth towards the nation building. And this is one side. Another side, he brought Rashtrapati Bhavan into a People's Bhavan in the sense that everybody can access. Going to all part of the country, state capitals, towns, villages, every part several times. And that accessibility gave a lot of confidence and good feeling to all people.
So do you think this ideology are strongly embedded in the minds of the youth?
I think in general, the idea of developed nation, he started telling it almost after the TIFAC work, 96 onwards and then 98 after the book. When he became president, the fact that we can become developed, I think it has been embedded. There are also various other factors because India started really growing. When we did in 96, it was one type. And Indian growth rate started increasing. And many things in many areas, there was a resurgence, GDP was growing, and India was getting noticed. So in general, various of these things, plus the fact he was going on telling people, created a situation almost everybody believes now. That we will, in fact, people are thinking, can we do it faster? Can we do it earlier?
Sir, will India Vision 2020 be just a topic for debate after his exit from the Rashtrapati Bhavan?
I think that stage has gone long ago because India is now on a very fast growth in almost every sector. Only certain things in agriculture one needs to give an attention, and that also has to be by technology infusion at different levels. One is the upper end agriculture, then middle end, and then lower end. All of them will require a different approach. But otherwise, in many areas, like manufacturing, IT, and these things, it has taken off very well and doing very well. Even in agro-processing, education is to be liberalized. This is one item single, it has to be come out of the government fetters in everything, and also single agency fetters. Monopolies have to be removed. Another one is the health area. If these attentions are given for some more years, I think it will automatically take off. The question that we are on a path, India is on a path of growth, is I don't think it can be reversed by anybody now.
Is Dr. Kalam the teacher more needed now in the society, or Dr. Kalam the president?
I think Dr. Kalam should not be seen in those mode, because I have seen him right as a rocket engineer, then as a SLV project director, then a program director for missile program, the FI. Later he became secretary in the Department of DRDO chief. Along with that, Chairman TIFAC he was heading, and several other things. And then was a principal scientific advisor, then went off as a professor, then took off as president. See, one good thing about him is, wherever he goes, he has one very, very good charisma. Then in addition, he has a lot of inner desire to do something. So wherever he goes and whatever he takes up, he will bring that place, he will light it up.
So will he continue his activity with the nation building and youth building after he comes out of Rashtrapati?
Yeah, I think that is one of his strong point of agenda. He goes on meeting people and talking to people, and also enabling things which can develop various forms of strengths in the country, augmenting the strength, bringing new ideas. I think that he will continue.
How he plans to do that? Any ideas, anything that you have discussed with him?
No, I have. That there are many, many features. He will have some visiting professorship in the Anna University. He will take a few courses. Then that Gandhigram University, Dindakal, that is going to come immediately very soon. Then along with them, he is also going to discuss that Pura project. Then in the space, he has started a university. He will be as a chancellor. And he is going to be in the Nalanda University. He is going to be the visitor, the new one, resurgence of Nalanda. Similarly, many other things are there. Many people are calling him. He will also go for several talks. There are many things. He will stay in Delhi, but he will be reaching all parts of the country, and even perhaps he will be going abroad. Many of these things to muster support for India, Indians, and also energizing in them.
What are the challenges that he faced during his presidential tenure?
I think it is just a question of transition, which many thought that he may not do because he was a scientist and project director, etc., etc. But I think it is a question of understanding it and then using that various constitutional processes. And he has done by and large extremely well in that. In addition, he just didn't confine it to those files and those ceremonial positions alone. Because normally he is not so much used to ceremonial position, but he did it very well. When he went abroad also, he did very well. But with all that, he brought his own charm, a simplicity, accessibility, reaching people, opening it up, and don't keep it like a mystery, some mythical, mysterious figure. So these type of things, so each one of them was a challenge by itself. So that itself was a good thing, and for him, he has got a golden touch. He does all these things very well.
Sir, what is his message at the time of his leaving Rashtrapati Bhavan? Anything that he has shared with you? To the youth
I think
of
he
this
has
country?
to talk to everybody. I think is one of the important things is going to be that we like to build confidence in the people, for all Indians, in themselves and for the country. This will be one of his very important mission, among other things which he is doing.
Thank you, sir.
That was Professor Y.S. Rajan, a close associate of Dr. Kalam and co-author of the book India 2020 with him, speaking about the achievements. Let us all join in saluting this great man for his great achievements. Friends, for updates of Pod Universal, keep visiting poduniversal.com. Please send in your comments and suggestions to poduniversal@gmail.com. This is K. Srinivasan, editor of Pod Universal, signing off from the show. Shall we meet next? Bye.